So here's the banana tree I grow. I grow it for the leaves. It stays inside. Some years I've taken it outside in the summertime. So let me quickly take you back out to the front yard, and then we'll go to the backyard here. So one thing I forgot to mention, these growing right here, these are milkweed right here. These, the city once encourages us to grow these if we can. They attract the monarch butterflies as they come through our area from their winter time in Mexico. And going back to the aspen, this is an aspen tree here. It's about 20 years old. Now this, the aspens will need extra water in the heat of the summer because they're not used to a lot of heat growing in the mountains, so that's could be a problem. So I give it extra hose water in the summer when it's been hot like this. And again, going back to the yard, I mentioned I only use organic fertilizer. And of course, having a large shade tree, I don't have to water as often. But what I do with the yard is I hand pull the weeds. I use organic fertilizer and hand pull. I have a long tool that I use, screwdriver actually, to hand pull all the weeds. That way the yard stays organic, and I like working with my hands anyway. Here we have a couple tomato plants that I've got in the pots. I buy those from a guy that's in Village Park nearby. He grows organic. Here's a hummingbird flower. Again, that's the same one from the front yard. I planted one back here. Here we have creeping Virginia and I planted all these other area for sitting. I put this, this is orange trumpet flower. This is attractive for the hummingbirds also. That's a wild peach tree coming up. And here's the apple tree that we've let grow as a canopy over our sitting area for the chairs. And this has 4 different types of apples, as you can see off the trunk. It was grafted in 4 different types, and they harvest at different times of the year. And here's our backyard. Again, that's all within the city regulations of water. And here we have basil and rosemary. And we have some more herbs we grew. These are irises that I got when we first moved in. And they're growing, and I planted them here. And I keep them watered. They're really good drought tolerant plants. And I'll take you up on the deck quickly. And here we have the peach tree, and here's a nice big peach. Now, fruit trees have to be thinned to get these size peaches, and it's good for the tree to thin them out, even though it's heartbreaking to take fruit off the tree. These will be ready in about 2 or 3 weeks, and if I can get to them before the squirrels do. But down in here is where I put all the leaves in the wintertime. Virginia creeper I let grow in there. It's growing wildly through in there, but this is my jungle. And I'll take you down in here a little bit. And I have about 3 or 4 feet of leaves that I get from the neighbors in our yard. That's the plum tree there over there. And that'll compost all in through here. And the worms will eat that, and they'll make nice black soil. So this whole area has been, you call it a microclimate when you have trees and compost together. I see some plums back there hanging, and I'll take you down here, see some more fresh peaches. This is really shady area, and you'll see some chokeberries in there. The purple leaf, that can be a bush or a tree. You can see another side of it. I'm not sure what this is. This might be another wild apple tree. But anyway, I let them all kind of grow together. Now we have the lemon herb right here that I started growing, and it's really spread. But anyway, with the herbs, I cut before the first frost in October, and I dry those, and I have tea in the wintertime. That's really healthy for you in the wintertime to have the detox type teas. Here's a good shot of the apple tree that's loaded this year. All the fruit trees, they don't bloom every year, or they don't produce fruit every year. depending on, it's tough in Colorado to get things to fruit because we have the late frost. Here we have sunflowers coming up and tomato plants we planted, and they did really well. I should have done a video last year. The tomato plants were huge tomatoes. These are heirloom that I get from a guy that grows them in his greenhouse over at Village Park. He sells them around the middle of May. He puts a sign out. So there's some flowers. We did some Swiss chard, some different things. So Virginia creeper on the fence that has little berries, and it also the purple coneflowers right there. The Virginia creeper has purple berries for wildlife, and it also has a nice beautiful bloom. Here's some apples hanging down. So anyway, the whole area was redone. It used to be just gravel and a swing set when we bought it, so I put in some bricks and a sitting area. And this is a nice quaint area, and we have a little solar fountain back there that'll only run by solar that I'll turn on a little bit later. And again, this yard used to be full of weeds, and my wife and I got out here, and it took several years to hand pull all the weeds, and what that does is it allows the grass to grow in thicker. And again, I keep the mower height high to keep it this green this time of year.